I'm usually not into the color yellow, but this one's actually pretty cool. Let's talk about Espostoa. What's up, fellow plant enthusiasts? My name is Dylan, and this is Baines Botanicals. Today, we're going to be talking about Espostoa. Now, in an effort to cover more cacti on my channel, I've been seeking out other genera of cacti that are different and interesting that I haven't ever really tried before. And here is my latest find. This is Espostoa. Now, it may look like a pretty standard cactus, and maybe it is, but I kind of love this golden yellow color on it of the spines. And like I said, I'm typically not into the color yellow. I don't know why, I've just never liked it. None of my plants have variegation that's yellow, except for my golden pothos, and only then because it's the plant that I got at my mom's funeral. If I didn't have it because of that, I wouldn't have one. But yeah, this one, it's almost like the sunlight is hitting the cactus, like backlighting it maybe, and giving it that beautiful kind of yellow glow. So for some reason, I'm kind of into it. And this is a column cactus, and typically we would refer to those as cereus. Cereus is the shape of the columnar cacti. You also have like mammillaria, which is the round ones, or sometimes the tiny little round ones that are in a big bunch. And you have opuntia, which is the paddles. Now you have other shapes of cacti, like the jungle cacti that have all kinds of different shapes, but those are really the main three as far as desert cacti go. Now, as far as care goes, well, you know what we haven't done yet? Here is the taxonomy information for Espostoa. Now, Espostoa is in the genus Cactaceae, is in the family Cactaceae, and of course, Cactaceae is the family of true cacti. So yes, this is a true cactus. It is not an imposter. But yeah, as far as care goes, Espostoa is really easy, just like any other cactus really. It needs bright and direct light. You don't really want to give it direct sun for the risk of scorching it, but just a bright grow light or just kind of a bright window that gets some sunlight would be good. As far as water, just water it, give it a good soak, and then let it stay dry for a couple of days after it dries out. Because this is a cactus, so the whole thing is just basically water storage. So that's why when we soak a cactus, we're making sure the roots get plenty of moisture so that they don't desiccate. But then we let it dry out completely and stay dry because that's how they would be in the desert. And since cacti have a different type of roots that can kind of rot easily because they're not used to staying wet like in the tropics, we don't want to run that risk of overwatering. And root rot, or as we would call it with a cactus, stem rot, is basically a death sentence. So we want to be careful of that. So like I said, it might be a week, it might be a week and a half, it might be 2 weeks before you water your cactus again. It just kind of depends on how fast the soil drains and everything. And during the winter time, you'll water even less just because they kind of go into a dormant period where they're not using as much water. Now I have mine in terracotta to help prevent that soil from staying wet for too long. Terracotta wicks the moisture from the soil and helps it dry out. And I have it in a cacti succulent mix of soil that has some perlite and sand for that extra drainage. It doesn't need humidity because it's a cactus. There's minimal humidity in the desert. And what else? Oh, fertilizer. Just use a cactus fertilizer if you can. You can also use a general fertilizer, but a cactus fertilizer has the macronutrients in a better ratio. Since cacti don't have leaves, they don't need the extra, I believe it's nitrogen. Yes, it is nitrogen. It just doesn't need that extra nitrogen for the leaf growth. Now, I just fertilize kind of every couple of weeks in the growing season and not at all during the dormant season. And even then, I still dilute it a little bit more just to make sure that I don't risk burning the plant. Since cacti are such slow growers anyway, they don't go through a lot of fertilizer. So you want to be sure not to over-fertilize. I think that's really all I have about Espostoa. I'm still trying to pronounce that. I haven't had to say it a lot. Espostoa. Am I saying it right? Yeah, Espostoa. Again, a cool cactus. One other thing I want to say about Espostoa though is that this is just a yellow one. There are the different species, there's white ones, there's hairy ones. So there are different looks within this genus. This just happens to be the one I got because I like the look of the yellow. But yeah, let me know what your guys' experience is with Espostoa, or maybe just with Cereus cacti in general. I just poked myself on another one that I have on the table. Oh, maybe you guys can see it right there. Ouch, that's okay. That's just the nature of owning a cactus. Actually, when you guys repot this, these needles are super fine, so you want to be careful because they will get in your skin and you'll probably need tweezers and maybe a magnifying glass to get them out. I actually just rolled up a paper towel and I just kind of wrapped it kind of around the center here and just kind of squeezed it a little bit so that I could lift it out, and then I moved it into its new pot here and just kind of put the soil around it. You don't want to use tongs because tongs, if you grip them too hard, you can damage the plant. So try to use something that's going to be kind of a soft grip. I mean, if you have thick gloves, I guess you could do that, but the needles are going to go through most gloves, right? But anyway, just be careful, use some caution, don't let your kids grab these. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting my channel and just for just being part of this plant family. I really love our community. I love our live streams together. I love our comments together. I love seeing you guys interact with each other. That's really, really special to me, that I can be a conduit for people interacting like that and for people learning more about plants. I'm learning along with you guys. I didn't even know Espostoa existed until people started wanting more cacti, so I started looking more. And you guys see that I have a lot of succulents, and this was not one of them. So anyway, thank you guys so much, and until the next video, I will see you very soon. Thank you.